Yeah, I wanted to make a video because I had a rather interesting experience today. I was kind of surprised by something, and I'm not often surprised, and I was pleasantly surprised. So not only am I not often surprised, when I am surprised, it's rarely pleasantly. Some of you might have seen this already. I had an idea in my head for a cute little graphic, and I made it, and it was, taking another jab at Stefan Molyneux. I've taken a lot of pokes at him, and I disagree with a lot of the things that he says, and so well, I'll display it here as I continue to speak, just in case you haven't seen it. But the thing is, not only was I ornery enough to want to produce that, just because I had a lot of free time on my hands, and I went a step further and put it on his website, or on his Facebook site. I'm not listed under his friends, so I'm not sure how he's set up, but I had it listed under a comments of something, and I thought, well, we'll see how long it takes for me to get, for that to get taken down and me to get banned from his site forever, because that was really my expectation. And I have to say, even though I disagree with a lot of the things that the man says and does, he was an incredibly good sport about it. So, I got to give the man props for that. I got to, I commend him on, because I've seen how much he can rant and rave and that type of thing on his, and some of his videos. It was refreshing to see him take it in stride, have a wonderful attitude about it, from what I can tell. And it's interesting because I wish that all of his followers could lighten up as much as he did at that, with that. I've lost friends. I lost one friend that I've known for years over Stefan Molyneux because I didn't agree with his philosophies. And at first this bugged me because I know that Steve does promote, Stefan does promote something called DeFOOing, and I don't want to go into all the details, but from what I understand, that I've seen him go on about his the last video that I watched. He's talking about how it's not emotional blackmail. Well, I don't want to get into that right now, but what I do want to say, that if Stefan could take such a lighthearted attitude to someone who's taken as many pokes as him as I have, I don't understand why you can't befriend somebody who has a different opinion about politics than you do. And maybe there's some gross misinterpretation, but I'm pretty certain there's plenty of evidence to show that he does support this idea that people who are statist can't be your friends, or aren't your friends, or don't have your best interest at heart. Therefore, maybe you should consider not being friends with them. It would. I've not seen this clearly defined anywhere. I don't spend a lot of time. I've seen enough of his presentations to pretty much know what he's about politically, but this DeFOOing thing I've not seen clearly defined or interpreted as whether this means you should separate yourself from friends and family the way people have done who follow him. I've come to the conclusion, and I've made new friends because of Stefan Molyneux, because I get into these debates, and once in a while there'll be someone enlightened enough to say, well, I don't agree with everything the man says, and I don't agree with everything you say, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to stop talking to you. But I had one friend of many years who, I posted something negative about Stefan on his page, and he got all mad and indignant and says, well, don't say anything negative, you aren't going to support it. So I posted a video or two of, me showing where I disagreed with him and things that he said that I thought were inconsistent. And then he, took me off his Facebook friends list, and I've come to the conclusion, after thinking about it, if someone is such a weak-willed and weak-minded SOB that they're going to let a mediocre internet personality tell them who they can and can't be friends with, then I don't want to know you anyway. You know, my friends have more backbone than that and more intelligence than that. So, you know, I really don't know how things get out of hand with some people this way, and I don't know how much blame we can put on Stefan. Although there does seem to be a lot of interesting things that he's said that would lead people to interpret his instruction to be, you know, you can't be friends with people who don't believe like we do. And that's where the cultish element of it comes in. And, you know, I've also seen some people who saw the graph, they can say, oh, I don't get this cultish thing. Well, if you have it, one of the elements of a cult is separating somebody from their normal belief system. And you want to separate someone from their parents and from their friends, and that's just how a lot of cults and things work. So that's the association with cultism, is that there have been a lot of people who have claimed that Molyneux was responsible for their child, you know, cutting them off, or, you know, not having any type of communication. It just seems to me, like I say, for adults and for my friends, you know, I can handle it if you don't agree with me. But looking at how Stefan handled this situation today, with me taking a jab at him, and it was meant in fun, and it was comical, and he took it that way, and that should be the model. We can agree or we can disagree. I don't like the phrase agree to disagree, because that stops the communication, that stops the debate, that stops the evolution of the process. Agree to disagree is a bad idea. But I have enough friends who are his, who are aligned with the way he thinks, that who haven't DeFooed me, to show that yeah, you can continue the process. So, as I say, I just wanted to give Stefan props for you know, taking it in stride, seeing the humor in the graphic, and you know, it was just refreshing. So that's all I really had to say. Peace.
I just want to say, you know, can we all get along? Can we get along? Can we stop making it horrible for the older people and the kids?